Hi, everyone. Glad to see you back here at Silver Tears Tarot. And of course, a warm welcome to my new people. So, yesterday we did the general reading for March. And so, you know what that means. Today, it's time for us to look specifically at the soulmate situations and see how those are stacking up for March. So, we've had a lot of movement. If you look back across February or even back beyond that, there's been a lot of movement, but it feels very slow, very arduous, and that is definitely going to be how we describe it when it's going the way that it's supposed to be. This is not the journeys that you guys are on, the journeys that all of us are on. It's not quick. It's not easy. When you're doing it right, it's going to feel like you're. In some cases, it's going to feel like it's a little bit slower than maybe you want it to be. Um, but there's no easy button, for this crazy journey that everyone here is on. So let's take a look at what's coming your way, you and your soulmate, during the month of March. We're going to start with the energetic backdrop for the month. And, I think I'm going to read for you with the Tarot of Dragons and then clarify with Mystic Mondays today. So, energetic backdrop for the month. And this is going to be between you and your soulmate. So it's kind of like the energy between the two of you across the month. And okay, so we've got the Six of Pentacles, but it's not equal give and take. This is this talks about give and take, and it talks about whether or not that give and take of emotional energy is equal. That's not what I'm seeing here. So maybe that's an area of focus, or maybe it's something that we are going to have to definitely dig a little bit deeper into. Curious to know about that being the energetic backdrop, because I kind of feel like this is a little bit of an energetic focus. So let's see how your person is feeling about things with you coming into this month. Just kind of as they enter the month, how are things looking? And of course, we'll come back at the mid-month point and we'll take another look at that to see how things are looking. But right now, what we've got is skittishness. Your person is feeling like they kind of can't approach. A lot of you are not in communication. A lot of you are in separation right now. And this is definitely a feeling of continuing to have some of that separation and your person feeling skittish about coming toward you. But part of it is maybe because of this focus on the unequal give and take. Part of it is also because it's something that's really just been rising up in their mind a lot lately and they can't not think about it. Um, so let's see what sticks out most about their view of the overall situation. If they're feeling a little bit skittish, let's look at their overall view of the situation and just see what sticks out the most there. Okay, and we've got the sun in reverse. That's talking about a missed opportunity and the feelings around a missed opportunity. In a lot of the readings that we've done lately, we've noticed that your person is feeling regretful. They're feeling regretful about the situation that they're in, about some of the decisions that they've made. They're feeling skittish about coming back right now. But one of the reasons that they feel that regret, and there's a lot of regret coming from this card, is that they feel like they had a great opportunity and they let go of it. So that is a really significant energy that comes through as far as how your person is feeling about things, just kind of in general. But even at the beginning of this month, they're still not feeling like they can move forward and do very much about it. So let's look at a critical energy that's acting upon the two of you at this time. Ooh, we've got a couple of cards that are coming out with this one. In this format, I usually just take the card that's on the top. I've got another format of reading that I do that I'll do it once we get into the extended, that sometimes the cards just roll. So, looking at the critical energy that's acting upon us at this time, or that's acting upon you during the month of March, you and your soulmate, there is a greater feeling of self trust because of the work that you've done, because of the efforts that you've made toward your lessons. But there's also this sense of I'm still not ready and I still don't have everything that I need in order to solve this, in order to do right by this situation. And so that's part of why you see the skittishness in your person. And that's part of why you continue to maybe not hear from them. Like I said, a lot of the people that I'm reading for here are in separation and are not in any kind of communication at all. Some of you are, but that communication you'll find is lacking. It's lacking communication. And this is why, so even while we're seeing this growth and this self trust that's starting to come in, there's still this sense of not being ready. This is shared energy between the two of you, that's acting upon you, as far as both of you feeling like you have come a long way. You're both feeling like you have accomplished something, but you're still very much not ready to consider yourselves done. And in your person's case, they're not ready to take action. So, this card, the Knight of Swords, is a card of action in the upright. It's a card of decisive action. And so, what we're seeing here in the reverse with that feeling of skittishness and not being willing to move forward, there's not really much decisive energy in that energy, or not much decisiveness in that energy. So let's take a look at the hidden energies, and it's what can you not see from where you're standing that would help you to understand things a little bit better with your person, maybe clear up a misunderstanding. That's the way I've been asking this card, or this question lately, and it's really about the situation that they're in and where they find themselves. So you've got a person who has an abandonment and possibly a betrayal injury. It is not from you. However, there may have been things that you did that exacerbated this that you might not even have realized, because it is an action that, let's say you worked with this person, and they um, caused you to take an action that you would take with a coworker, or you sent a note. It's not even an exciting action, just you sent a note and they took it the wrong way, or they misinterpreted an action that you took, and they are maybe not even realizing that, because they still have this abandonment injury that causes them to interpret things as if they're going to be abandoned, and then they start to draw back, or in some cases they just bounce immediately. um, let's take a look at the best thing for you to focus on during the month of March. We've been asking a lot of questions about where your focus needs to be, and I'm thinking about doing a reading soon here that would just be in that direction. Um, but yes, oh, I love this focus. So we got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess talks about being in connection with your intuition and your higher self. And so, to enhance that, to continue to work on that, is the recommendation for the month of March. And it's a beautiful recommendation, because it's one that I think you guys have already been doing. You've already been working toward. And one of the gifts, I'm just going to call it a gift, from this relationship is the fact that you can it's the fact that you can truly get that connection with your higher self in a way that you maybe never have before. It's a result of this relationship and this situation, but it's not necessarily something that makes things easier. So you're encouraged to, even though you're not in communication with this person, or you're in not good communication, it's really just not effective communication. There's not a both ways vulnerability here, and that's part of what we're seeing in this energy, is the realization of that and kind of the focus on that. You're encouraged to move toward a better understanding with your higher self, with your intuition, in spite of all of this, as well as because of it. So let's go ahead and jump in and clarify a little bit. We've got the Six of Pentacles that's come out for the current energy between the two of you, which we know is not equal give and take. This is anything but equal give and take. It is instead a situation of, there's that missed opportunity again. What a difficult place for the two of you to be. There's this feeling of the missed opportunity, and this feeling that your person is very much magnetized toward you, but doesn't have the capacity to move toward you in a good way, and that's a difficult thing. It speaks to their lack of healing and just some of the things that they haven't yet learned. But here we've got, again, the sun in reverse, just like it is over here, talking about how this is a missed opportunity for them. This is an area of focus. It's true. So the Six of Pentacles is not something that is happening across the course of March. It's something that both of you are really digging into. Now, for you, this is energy that I feel for you. This is energy that I feel for your person. And this energy here is very much shared. And I will just say that's not always how the cards come out. But when you are getting shared information or shared energy between people, sometimes it can be very difficult to tell which one it's on, and that's why readers will sometimes tell you you may identify more with, the other side of, if they're doing people on opposite sides, you may identify more with one than the other. It has everything to do with the role that you play within the relationship and also your interpretation. Not It also has to do with their interpretation. And so sometimes it's not as easy to interpret. In this case though, it's a little bit easier. So the 6 of Pentacles is definitely that, it's a shared energy. What was confusing about it for me is that it's not actually happening. It's just it's the focus on this energy. That's what's actually happening. So from your person's perspective, it's, look what I did, look what the opportunity that I missed. I really should have done this differently. And for you, it's clarity. Clarity starting to come through and saying, hey, there is no way that I am going to be stand by and be treated like this. Which, this is not new information for you. This is a collective where we have this, a lot of people that are experiencing kind of, this runner chaser dynamic. And if you listen to my, extended video a couple of days ago, I went a little bit more deeply into the concept of twin flames, and a little bit more deeply into the concept of that type of dynamic and what it means and what it may not mean and things like that. And so it is definitely, the concept within that is that if the runner and the chaser, that's how the relationship ends up working. So you have somebody that takes a look at it, turns tail and runs, and then you have another person that chases them, tries to bring them back. And so ultimately what has to happen is the runner has to stop running and the chaser has to stop chasing. But what's special about this collective is that we've got a bunch of people who are in this runner chaser dynamic in the position of the chaser, but they aren't really chasing. And so having this clarity, when I say that you have this clarity that, hey, I don't deserve to be treated that way. This is not, again, new information. You already know that. You've already been through that. However, it's a new level of clarity, and to say, so here it is again. It's a cycle that you've seen before, but it's one that you're going to handle a little differently going forward because now you're seeing it in a whole new way. And it is a missed opportunity. Your person is right. This is a difficult thing. But the way that they're going into this month, the way that they're feeling about it, they've got this Knight of Swords kind of feeling. And the Knight of Swords for them, it's it's that skittish, I don't want to jump in because I've already messed things up too much kind of feeling. There's definitely something there that, they're not finding that clarity that you're finding. And if they did, it wouldn't be the same thing anyway, because this is somebody who is the runner. So they're feeling this. Their skittishness is a trademark for the runner in these situations. For them to just, almost like they're running away from something they can't even see, and they don't. We had a reading a little while ago where it was like they were running up the basement stairs in the dark, and they didn't have the intestinal fortitude to turn around and see if there was actually anything chasing them. It's that kind of energy though, and that's the kind of energy that they bring into March. It's like an unadulterated fear, with a lot of anxiety mixed into it, and a lot of, self-loathing almost wants to come into that as well. They're unable to communicate. They're unable to, communicate in a reasonable fashion. So if this is somebody that you do interact with and that you have to interact with, you'll notice that they make every effort to avoid anything important. They may even make every effort to avoid, like if you're at work, walking past the place where they might find you, or they're being evasive. They're doing something to try and run away, to try and walk away if they don't have the opportunity to actually run away, which a lot of them already have. And that's why you're here with me. So we also have the Chariot card that's come out, because here is that conflict again. They feel like they can't move toward you, and yet they feel like they have this kind of free floating need to do so. And so it's, it's not necessarily in cahoots with the rest of what they're thinking and how they're feeling like going about it, because they've got this feeling like, I have to run away, I have to run away, but I have to go back. What is this? And so it's like this nagging feeling that they just can't get rid of. They thought when they ran away, they were going to be able to just run away. And that was going to make them feel better, because it usually is. We had one of the previous readings where, they had taken control of the situation, and this is how they did it. they took control of it and they were like, all right, I'm removing myself and that's how I'm going to do it. And then they later realized, uh-oh, I really shouldn't have done that. So there's definitely some of that sense here and even more of that sense here. Let's take a look at the sun in reverse. And the sun in reverse, oops, I dropped a couple, and we're using this card because it's got the glow. We've got the star card. Whoops, I put one down I was supposed to keep. It was the Six of Cups. Here it is. All right. A lot of times I just take the top card when we're doing this format, but sometimes I feel like I'm directed to take more than one. So with the sun, which we know is this is remember the question that we were answering here was what sticks out the most about your person's view of you and the situation, and it's about their regret, them feeling like this was a missed opportunity that they really should have taken part in and they failed to do that. But it also feels inevitable. This presents nothing but a delay for them. So on one side that's kind of really positive because it's like, hey, you're going to have this opportunity to fix things. But on the other side it's terrifying because they thought when they ran away they were going to be able to get away, and now they're discovering they can't actually stop thinking about it. They can't actually stop moving ever so slightly toward you in your direction. And there's so much of this, so much nostalgia. We've got the Six of Cups here, and the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. There is so much nostalgia and thinking back. They're amazed at how long the memories are staying as strong as they are. Some of you have been in separation for months. Some of you have been in separation for years. And these memories are feeling like it was just yesterday, which is really kind of messing with your person and bothering them because they already feel regretful for having missed this opportunity, which we see here. And this is a big focus for them during the month of March. So maybe something starts to happen. Let's see what happens here with this energy, because this is the I'm not ready energy. And yet there is something already has started to move as far as self-trust. So this was an energy that is impacting you. An energy that is impacting you doesn't necessarily come from within you. There's a lot of reason that they may not be moving toward forward. So remember earlier this year, some of you will remember because you've been watching for a while. Others of you just know that when we came into this year, there was a sense of your person. So a lot of households were breaking up. And it didn't necessarily mean it was breaking up and they were just, now I'm free to go do something different and they run your direction. Not at all. What has been happening is we've had households breaking up. We've had people who realized they were in a situation where their household situation needed to change, or they suddenly began to see it very differently. And basically, they could still be sitting there, but it's over. It's not a very positive sort of experience. And it makes them feel more alive, but not in a great way. What they're discovering is that they have a lot of emotional ground to cover. So the Two of Wands is a card of travel, and in this case, it's once again emotional travel. We get emotional travel a lot from the Two of Wands in these cards here lately. But the Two of Wands is this in the reverse, it's this inability to meet in the middle. There's something that is irreconcilable that is really weighing on your person, and it has to do with their way of life. So this is part of why they're trusting themselves a little bit more now, but this is a really begrudging trust. Those are very small steps. The reason they're not ready to move forward is because they're not done tearing themselves down over here. And not necessarily themselves, but their lives and their interaction with it. And in some cases, that's super tough because it's like they don't really have as much of a choice in their situation as they would like to feel that they do. And of course, we always have a choice, but it's a matter of whether those choices are acceptable or not. So let's look into this hidden energies piece right here. This is the Five of Pentacles, and it's about the way that they have this abandonment injury that you may not realize the scope of. And so when you act naturally, you may still be triggering them because they may not be perceiving it naturally. And they are not the type to tell you that because it shows too much vulnerability, honestly, to let you even know that. So you've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. Oh, but you have caused them to be a little bit more discerning. So what they've discovered is, yes, they were triggered. Yes, they took off. Yes, they regret it. They feel like they have a missed opportunity, but it's actually causing them to learn something. What it's causing them to learn here is, I can't act like this anymore. I have to discern what's really happening in this situation before I turn tail and run. So if they have honestly that opportunity to give it another try with you, and they have another opportunity to have some type of reconciliation, which they feel is inevitable anyway. One of the things that they would like to do is maybe not get that part wrong again, because it's difficult for them to interpret your words and actions, more difficult than it is for them to interpret other people's words and actions, because you're someone who triggers them with circumstances, emotional circumstances that are relatively similar to some they have experienced in the past. That's why you have such a strong impression on this person. And then here we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Cups in reverse is all about seeing options but not being able to identify what they really even are. This is a shortcoming that your person has, and it goes along with this Five of Pentacles sense of misinterpreting your words and actions. So here's a person that is very important. It's very important to them that appearances be followed, that they look a certain way, that they behave a certain way, that they come across a certain way. And so when they aren't clear about what's in front of them, a lot of times they'll make a decision that allows them to kind of cut out whatever is unclear. The Seven of Cups here in reverse shows that there's actually a lot that's unclear going on here. And that they have a lot of options in front of them that are mostly just creating confusion rather than feeling like, yay, I have a bunch of options. And it's all about them not being able to truly interpret what's in front of them properly. But at this point, they know that. They just haven't perfected it. So they're hoping they can get it right. They're learning to discern a little bit better. You have thrown them into a bunch of lessons that they did not feel ready for, and they still don't feel ready to move on from. So, not an easy situation to be. We definitely need to look a little bit more deeply into this situation that is plaguing your person, though. At some point, maybe we do that in the extended. Let's look a little bit more into their emotions and what's really going on with them. So it'll be like a mini, divine masculine check-in, but we'll do it in the extended, relevant to this reading, and then we'll see what else. I think I might want to expand on this one too, this question as well. So this is the best thing for you to focus on for this month. And it's all about finding that connection or enhancing that connection with your higher power, with your higher self, with your intuition. And this is something that is going to help move you forward. But you get to take advantage of the fact that this difficult situation that has created so much pain and sadness for you has it's going to have a positive side, and that's you being more connected with your higher power. There is also, okay, so this is fairly specific, but I'm going to go, the cards came out, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. There is a situation in your life where the fear is outweighing the strength. So when the strength card comes out, it's always whether or not the fear or the strength is winning, because it's always strength being pitted against fear. And in this case, the fear is winning. So you're looking for an opportunity to really lean on your higher self, excuse me, your higher self and your higher the higher power that you are supported by. You're supported by spirit guides. You have people that are there to help you, but you can't really get that help unless you um, are willing to reach out. And so it's about coming to them and asking for help. It's also about recognizing what does and does not make you happy, but watching for the defense mechanism of pushing something away because you feel like it hasn't done right by you in the past, or something like it hasn't done right by you in the past. That's a card that we've actually seen relatively recently, and a warning that you've received somewhat recently. Before we jump into the extended, I'm going to go ahead and get you an advice card. Oh, right away, coming to life. Okay, so March is looking like kind of an interesting month as far as movement is concerned. There are some new things coming your direction. that we saw in yesterday's reading. Yesterday's reading was a general reading, but it was still yours, even though it wasn't specific to the soulmate situation. And we saw that there was a lot of movement coming. There's a lot that could potentially be changing, but it's like it's thawing out and becoming springtime. And it truly, truly is. Kind of the nature of what's happening here, but it's not just that. It's also about you finding that thing that's going to ignite your soul that we've been seeing in all these previous readings. I don't know if everybody finds their thing that ignites their soul during the course of March, but definitely we make some progress in that direction. So this is going to be kind of exciting to watch. And like I said, we'll come back at the mid-month mark and just kind of say, all right, what has happened so far? Where are we? And we'll do lots of check-ins between now and then. But this gets us level set for March. We're going to go ahead and jump into the extended now, where we're going to look a little deeper into your person's emotions, into your person's overall situation. And then, yes, we are going to look into what you can be doing and learn a little bit more about how to get you from where you are today to where you're ultimately looking to go. March looks like it's going to be an important month for you. So, exciting stuff coming. Maybe it's not all easy, but it's all moving in the right direction. So, that's something that we can definitely say it's not a bunch of warnings and me walking away with a headache. So sorry, that was probably too much information, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into the extended, and I look forward to seeing you guys there in that reading or in another one.